These errors occur when you make some typing mistake and break rules of programming language. Let's say not ending an if statement with the colon, writing this instead of while. These are pretty easy to figure out. Most editors will give you some error sign indicating syntax error. Also, your program cannot compile and run until you fix these errors. Sometimes you make logical mistake in your program. Let's say you need to add two numbers, but somehow instead of writing plus in your calculation, you write minus. Now you can run the program, but you will see a different result. Program will never give any error alert, and only by seeing the end result you will know there is some error in the logic. So you need to read your code and find out where you made mistake and fix that. Such errors can be hard to figure out, especially if the code is not properly organized and well structured. Let's say if I write print 1 divided by 0, and if I run, it will give 0 division error. Or let's say if I write 4 plus a, where a is a variable which is undefined, and if I run, it will give name error. Name a is not defined. Let's take another example. I write 2 plus 2, where the first 2 is a string and the second 2 is an integer, and if I run, it gives error, cannot convert int object to string implicitly. As you can see, these errors occur when program starts running and crashes our program. That's why we call them runtime errors. Practically, we never want our applications to crash. In case of runtime errors, applications should handle these errors gracefully and not just shut down. That's where we use exception handling. Let's say we have this code which takes two numbers from user and divides them. Now this code is suspicious. It can crash our program if user types 0 value for b. In such a case, our program should not crash. Instead, it should simply say cannot divide the numbers. To fix this, we put suspicious code inside a try block. After the try block, include a except statement followed by a block of code which handles the error elegantly. And here we are simply showing an error message which is cannot divide the numbers. So that's how we handle such errors nicely in our applications. In Python, we use try except around the piece of code which is suspicious and can cause crash. We just covered the most basic use of try except, but as a beginner, I think it's sufficient for you to start with.